Deseret News Rewind is presented by Tosh, the Orthopedic Specialty Hospital, Utah's premier sports medicine, physical therapy, and sports training center.
Jackson splits the screen toward the hole, and Jackson throws it down! Look out! Put on the anti-gravity boots! That brings the crowd to their feet. They love their athleticism here. The Northridge Knights in the road black uniforms and the Layton Lancers in their home white. We are underway here from the Layton High School gym as it is a missed layup. The putback rolls off the rim. The third try no good for Layton. And boy, three looks at the rim and none go down for the Lancers. See this press put on by Layton. They'll do it for a majority part of this ball game. Inside, that bucket no good, and the rebound is to Corinne Case, the senior guard for the Layton Lancers. Near side with Case. Viator circling through the post. Pass over to Daisy Barker. Here's Viator with a baseline jumper, back of the rim. Ball tapped out, and it's the Knights with the rebound. Jessica Peterson came down with it. Up the floor, quickly off the glass, and the first points of the ball game credited to the Northridge Knights. Abby Neff up the floor on the break, able to put Northridge on the board. Long jumper here off the glass, and the rebound to Lydia Mashburn. Again, Northridge trying to push the tempo up the floor. Here's Perkins, we mentioned her, the young sophomore. Ball entry is broken up, tried to get it to Peterson in the post, and the Lancers able to force the turnover. Skip pass over. Barker on the drive, she'll hand off. Back up top here with Viator. Off the glass is good, and the first points for the Layton Lancers. Turned over off the inbound. Criswell couldn't finish the play. Layton back the other way. Northridge the other way. Three-pointer in front of the iron. No good. The rebound to Criswell. Running up the floor. Inside, and it's Edwards. Back-to-back buckets for Layton, and they take the lead here. 5:50 remaining. Nice handoff inside, back of the rim, rolls off, and the Lancers able to collect the board with Corinne Case. Well, that ball nearly turned over. Nice job by Barker, able to hold on to it. Pull it away from the defense of Jenica Hess. Hess marking the ball here as they swing it around the horn. Back up top now with Criswell. Ball entry. Edwards again on the post. Left it just shy. Ball pushed ahead for Perkins. Takes the dribble, and Perkins able to lay it up and good. We're tied up at 4 apiece. Free throw line broken up by Peterson. Perkins again attacking, and we've got an offensive foul called on Brooklyn Persons, her first. Perkins. Substitutions on the floor for both teams. Gallegos on for Layton, and Peterson on for the Knights. Up the floor quickly with Northridge to the glass. Too strong on the shot by Peterson. Rebounded by Layton. And then unable to control it was Viator's. That one bounced off of his shoulder as Northridge is putting the pressure on. Just inside the three-point line. Off the front of the rim, skips across. Layton pushing it the other way as we approach 4 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Three-pointer's good. We mentioned Gallegos off the bench providing a spark. Averages 12 points per ball game and 2.5 threes per game. That her first triple. As a nice answer by the Knights. Layton fans were wondering if there was a walk there by Peterson. As a foul here on the pressure. Long three-pointer, good. Back-to-back threes for the Lancers. The first by Gallegos and the second by Case. Another missed shot for the Knights, and Layton doing a pretty nice job on the defensive glass here in the opening quarter. Over to Case. Boy, fantastic positioning underneath. What a run put on here by Layton. As Criswell with the points. Northridge pushing it up the floor and waved off. The Knights able to inbound it. This is Ellie Fisher. Popped out with Neff. Neff looking for some space. Nice job by Edwards, staying in front, not giving her any driving lane. Inside of 3 minutes to play in our opening quarter. Mashburn with the kick off the drive. Long three-pointer, no good, but the offensive board hauled in by Fisher. And Perkins walked with it. Now Northridge with some pressure of their own. Able to get the ball ahead. Gallegos gonna take another three. No good, and the foul on the board by Criswell will be her first personal. And the second team foul on the Lancers. 12-6, our score here. 2:15 left in our opening quarter. Fisher. High pick set by Neff. She'll hand off. Here's Peterson. Long three-pointer, back of the iron, and the rebound is to Brenda Gallegos. She'll hand off here to Viator. Gallegos, boy, she thought about a long three-pointer there. Inside, Edwards had a good look, and Meg Edwards just missed. That pass too tall for Perkins and out of play. It'll be Layton basketball. Any concerns, the back, joints just not feeling right, go see our friends at Intermountain Tosh for a free injury assessment. Call 801-314-4040. Layton up the floor, try to get it back inside to Case. As here is Case. Able to find Criswell. Case's shot blocked away. Criswell had her head on the swivel, able to pick up the ball, keep the possession alive as that jumper by Viator won't go down. And now the Knights pushing it up the floor. Fisher in the corner here with Mashburn. Mashburn into the paint. Her shot is blocked away. Criswell was all over that one. Nearly turned over. Instead, it's Viator for three. No good, and Perkins on the board for the Knights. Inside of a minute left. Fisher again. Over with Mashburn. Up top, Perkins. Had Peterson cutting through the lane, and that ball out of bounds off of Perkins on the drive. Went off of her leg. 32 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Gallegos tried to save it, but the positioning gave it away. Mashburn blocked again, and the foul call on Corinne Case. One of two at the line there for Mashburn. Coming in here is Mashburn heading out. Stolen off the inbound. The drive, and that just wouldn't go down for Kendall Peterson. Long inbound. Layton trying to break it again. Broken up for the time being, but it'll be, boy, I thought it was going to be Layton ball out. Instead, it'll be Northridge. I thought that might have gone out off of Peterson. So Northridge basketball here. 13 seconds left in our first quarter. Michaela Harris will run the play. 4 seconds left. Harris, the step back. Got to get it away. Peterson won't, and the first quarter expires. The Lancers mount a comeback. They have a 12-7 lead after our first quarter. You're watching Deseret News Rewind, presented by Intermountain Tosh. As the Knights will start with the basketball, trailing here by 5. Gracie Criswell led all scorers in that first quarter. 4 points to lead the way for the Lancers. As Christensen got that ball over to Fisher. Now back up top with Harris. Boy, had Perkins cutting across the lane baseline, but didn't think she'd get her the ball. Perkins now for an open 3. Boy, the long ball just hasn't been there today for Northridge. They've had a couple of opportunities, and they just haven't been able to get any of them go down here in the early going. It's been the difference. When you look at the Layton Lancers, they made 2 of them in that first quarter, contributing to their lead. In the corner, Criswell being hounded. Got to get rid of the basketball, and there's the 5-second call on the pressure defense put on by Kembry Christensen. Ellie Fisher with it. Defensed well by Layton. As the open shot by Harris, no good. Tracked down by Perkins to keep the ball here with the Knights. Using that good defense, particularly in the post. Northridge running a lot of cuts across that baseline, and Layton has been onto it and trying to read them and cut them off. They've done a nice job. There's another example of Viator in the post shutting it down. Fisher, tough baseline shot. Back the other way. And Layton now will reset the offense. Gallegos got to get out on her. Took a little bit of time. She maybe had some time to get the three-point shot off, but don't think she was in any rush to do so. It'll be a corner 3 here. The foul on the shot by Kinley McMillan will send her to the line to shoot 3 as Christensen picks up the foul on the closeout. Third shot at the line, good for McMillan. She goes 2 of 2 as she'll head out on the substitution. Coming in now, Meg Edwards. Trailing here 14-9. Clock approaching 6 minutes remaining in our opening half. Looking for somewhere to go. Neff will start the dribble now. Back with Mashburn. Boy, right now, this Layton defense makes you wonder how Bingham, Corner Canyon, those losses Layton has, scored 73 and 67 points. Right now, Northridge just can't even get the ball in the paint. As another foul here. Boy, they just locked down all of that cutting across and just stalling this Northridge offense here in this first half. Edwards back up top, pass in the corner, Case for 3. No good. Edwards with the board. Being hounded, now a triple team on Edwards, tries to pass out to Case, looking to save it, and gives it away to Perkins. Here's Brooklyn Perkins on the break, goes up, left it short, and Gallegos comes in to take it back down for Layton. Ahead to Edwards, the left-handed finish wouldn't go. Broken up by Mashburn. Excuse me, that was Neff, Abby Neff with the steal. 3-point attempt for Hess is good. Boy, sometimes it just takes some confidence, and Abby Neff able to net the first triple of the ball game for Northridge, and you wonder if that'll help open up the offense here a little bit. 14-12 the lead for Layton, 4:45 left in the opening half. Case on a drive to the rim, no good. It was an excellent find by Criswell, but Case, the contact maybe threw her off. And the Knights have tied it up. Help spark things, and right now the offense starting to click for Northridge. 3-point shot is good. Fantastic answer for the Lancers. And I said it was Neff, but I think it was actually Hess who made the 3-pointers. Layton trying to get it up the floor, and we got a foul here. We do. We called on Brooklyn Perkins. It'll be her second personal. Perkins has to head to the bench after picking up her second personal. Edwards, boy, tried to get the ball entry to Criswell, but Northridge got the hands up, forced the turnover. Three-pointer to tie, no good, and that ball batted out off of Northridge. To Layton it goes. Gallegos in the corner. Nice recognition there by Mashburn, able to pick her up. Zone defense here by Northridge. Couple baseline screens for Gallegos. In the corner, she'll pass back up top with Nelson. Nelson for three, side of the rim. Gallegos with the follow. Northridge running up the floor and taking that one to the rim was Michaela Harris. Second try here for Harris will roll in. Nelson in the corner, Viator. That ball broken up, give credit to that trap, and boy, then off the back of Michaela Harris, she was trying to get out of the way. Some separation created there, and a nice play underneath by Kendall Peterson. Northridge won't go away. Long three-pointer for Gallegos, back of the rim. The board brought in by Abby Nelson to retain the possession here for Layton. 2.5 minutes left in our second quarter. Again, entry for Criswell. This time she's able to handle it. Those guards coming down, really disrupting the ball entry. This zone defense for Northridge. Missed three-pointer and the rebound to the Knights, lobbing that one up and over everyone for Mashburn. Here is Hess and the foul. Neff. There's Hess and there's Neff, and I've just been all over with the names. It's Neff on the drive, and the second foul now called on Cameron Black in this ball game. Second free throw for Northridge is good. And the Knights take the lead behind two Abby Neff free throws. 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. Stolen away. Harris end-to-end, count the bucket good, and the foul. Pure. 23-19. I think it's a 7-0 run put on here by the Northridge Knights. It may even be 9, but my memory not that good. Entry, Criswell, and the foul here as Kendall Peterson will pick it up, coming over trying to get the block. It will send Gracie Criswell to the line for two. She goes 2 of 2. Harris over with Neff. High screen, Neff gonna go the other way. Blocked away by Criswell. Boy, she's had a nice ball game here tonight. The free throws on the previous trip, but even in the post, she's been active defensively. You see her roam that free throw line, trying to break down this zone by Northridge. Nelson will get it back here. And that ball squirted through. Harris, end-to-end, missed the shot, and Viator with the board for Layton, looking to push things now for the Lancers, able to find Gallegos inside of a minute remaining. Nelson for three. And a foul here on the rebound. I believe they're going to get Jessica Peterson. It's the 7th team foul on Northridge. Front end, no good. Northridge pushing it up quickly behind Kendall Peterson. Three-pointer from Mashburn. No good. The rebound to the Lancers, nearly given away. Viator able to hang with it and then tripped up there by Peterson. And back-to-back fouls here for Kendall. 1-1 now for Caitlin Viator at the line. And she misses the front end. Boy, back-to-back trips for Layton, shooting 1-1. And they both missed the front end. Important points left inside of a minute remaining in the first half. Neff, and she double dribbled with it. 15 seconds remaining. 23-21, the Knights have had an impressive second quarter. Criswell had that one slip through. Clock's down to 5. Gotta hurry. Mashburn to Fisher for 3. No good, and the first half comes to a close. What a second quarter for the Knights. They hold a 23-21 lead at the break. You're watching Deseret News Rewind, presented by Intermountain Tosh. Start of our second half here from Layton High School. The Lancers start with a possession, trailing here by 23-21. It was a 16-9 quarter advantage in the second for Northridge. Here's Edwards with a jumper from the junction, no good, and the rebound to Lydia Mashburn for Northridge. The Knights pushing up the floor. As now Perkins will maybe slow it up, gets it back over with Neff. Now in the corner, Mashburn. Ball entry to Peterson. And this official saying that hit the support. 23-21, we talked in our open about the team play of Northridge. How about in that first half? Unofficially, they had 8 different scorers to get to 23 points. Pretty remarkable when you consider that. It's a team that likes to spread the ball around, have a lot of contributors, and they did so here in the first half against the Lancers. Inside, and it's Edwards able to tie things up. 23 apiece. Perkins able to hand this ball off with Hess. Now Neff. She'll hand it off. Drive blocked away. And it's Daisy Barker up ahead to Edwards. And the Lancers retake the lead here. Boy, fantastic job. I think it was Criswell underneath with the block. She had a couple of them in that first half. Picking up where she left off. The kick out, three-pointer on the way, front of the rim. Fantastic job following up by Jessica Peterson. And then Northridge turns it over. Case up the floor. She'll pause and wait for reinforcements. Edwards over to Viator. 6 quick points out of the gates here for the Lancers. 5:45 left in our third quarter, 27-23. Mashburn to Perkins. She'll pull up from 15, no good, and Criswell with the board for Layton. That ball couldn't be handled by Case. It'll be Knight basketball. Hess able to get it in the post. That ball knocked away initially, tracked down by Peterson. Boy, tough shot there. Saved, thrown back in. Perkins will track it down. And we've got a timeout taken by Northridge. Inside of 5 minutes left. 27-23, you're watching Deseret News Rewind, presented by Intermountain Tosh. Out of the Northridge timeout, see what Coach Smith's troops can do. Haven't scored here in our third quarter yet. As Mashburn will give it over to Perkins. Perkins had to cut her through, but couldn't get the ball to her teammate, and that one dribbled out off her foot. Boy, it's been that kind of day for Brooklyn Perkins. I asked Coach Smith before the game, give me 2 players to watch for. He said, I'll give you 3. And he included his young sophomore point guard in that list. But Brooklyn Perkins just had a couple of just tough bounces. One off her thigh earlier, that one off her foot. And it's been that kind of a day for Brooklyn. Uncharacteristic. A long 2-point shot here by Criswell is no good. And the rebound is Jessica Peterson. Up the floor quickly. Here's Jenica Hess. She'll give back to Mashburn. Mashburn, nice hesitation in the paint. A nice job by Mashburn. I think her first field goal of the game, if I recall correctly. And it's another turnover, and the foul here called quickly on the Lancers. There's a couple of substitutions coming on the floor here for the Knights. 4 minutes left in our third quarter. Mashburn far side to Neff as she dribbles to center. Mashburn, boy. Case tried to go for the steal. Mashburn able to possess through. 3-point shot, no good, and the rebound is to Viator. Edwards tried to kick out and knocked away defensively by Peterson. Case up top to Gallegos, back to Case. Gallegos for three. No good. The save by Criswell went to the Knights, and now numbers for Northridge. Up ahead, and an offensive foul called on Jessica Peterson, number 3. Viator having to deal with Michaela Harris, able to get it up the floor. Here's Criswell with it. Boy, great find in the paint. Couldn't finish the shot. Edwards with the putback, no good. Barker, and she walked with it. Boy, Daisy Barker was right in the paint. And her just got some happy feet. There's Kendall Peterson on the drive. Missed the shot. And it's up the floor quickly, looking for Edwards, able to keep that great find over to Barker. Barker passes out, Viator for 3. At the front of the rim, the putback by Case is no good. And we've got dual possession. Oh, well, now we've got foul calls, excuse me. Mashburn at the free throw line. Harris to Neff. Back with Mashburn. She thought about the 3. Gallegos guarding her. Able to get a high post to Jessica Peterson. And another great defensive play made by Gracie Criswell. 2 minutes left here in our third quarter. 27-25. Boy, just 8 total points scored in the quarter. And Gallegos there with the offensive foul. That forearm came up. Perkins, high screens on both sides. Perkins electing to her left and drawing the foul that time on Criswell, as Perkins will head to the line for 2. Trying to tie it up. $27 apiece. Pressure on Viator, able to get it over to Edwards. Layton breaks it. Pull up from 15 for Criswell's no good. Boy, 12s and had an over the back, and officials there to call Peterson. It'll be the 3rd personal on Kendall Peterson. It's the 2nd team foul on the Knights. 4 team fouls on Layton here in this second half. As that inbound, boy, nearly stolen away by Mashburn. Viator with a baseline jumper, good. Mashburn up the floor quickly. Kendall Peterson. Nice move to get around the defense and finish off the glass. Again, Northridge with that pressure. Again, Layton able to get past it inside of 1 minute remaining. Edwards from just inside the free throw line. No good. The rebound to Barker. Able to find Criswell underneath. Boy, great vision that time from Barker to find her teammate Gracie Criswell. And Criswell continues to shine. Boy, no one picks up Kendall Criswell with the block. And they call a foul. Oh, the Layton faithful don't like that one. And it looked pretty clean from here, as it is Kendall Peterson to the line for 2. At the line, Peterson goes 1 of 2, and a travel here as Holst came down on the floor. Viator able to dribble through the pressure. Viator tried to give it underneath, but Barker cleared out. 20 seconds remaining, and Perkins here just gonna slow things up, calm down the troops here a little bit. Clock at 10. Thought about the three. Perkins will take it. No good, and Barker with the board. We got a good one, 31-30. The Northridge Knights trying to stay undefeated. Layton looking for their first region win. You're watching Deseret News Rewind presented by Intermountain Tosh. The region doing so here today and trying to upset the number one team in 6A, the Northridge Knights. Abby Neff, top of the paint. Edwards was defending her. Boy, great recognition by Perkins. Boy, the baseline screen there, I think it was set by Jessica Peterson, just opened up the lane, and Perkins able to finish at the rim. Long three for Nelson. No good, ball batted around. Mashburn has it, trying to rip it away, and there's the dual possession. It will be Lancer basketball. Nice job. Might have been Cameron Black. Don't recall the number specifically on the Lancer who forced the dual possession. As Layton inbounds from their baseline, trailing here by 1. Viator able to find Edwards from 12 feet. Mashburn, she'll take the three. Boy, officials were a little slow that time to recognize the three-pointer. And this ball broken up by Northridge on the pressure. Remains with the Lancers. William Ashburn now with 6 points in the ballgame. Viator lofts it over everyone for Gallegos to Edwards. She can hit that. Instead, she'll pass out to Viator and let the offense set up here. Skip pass over for Viator. Perkins there quickly defensively. Edwards gets it back. 17-footer, no good. Gallegos with the offensive board to retain the possession for Layton. Gallegos thought about the three, hit one earlier. That ball batted away, and a late whistle here. He called on Jessica Peterson, and that's number 4 on Jessica Peterson, the senior captain, now with 4 for Northridge. Inside, and a foul here. Gonna be called, I think, on Neff. It'll be her second personal. And free throws now coming up for Cameron Black. 2 of 2 at the line for Cameron Black, knotted up. Mashburn. Shot left a little shy, stolen away. And the foul called underneath on Meg Edwards. I think this will be her 3rd personal. Second free throw, no good. Rebounded offensively by Abby Neff. Pull up front of the rim, and the foul here going to be called on Kendall Peterson. And that might be number 4 on Kendall. Kaylee Fisher back on the floor for Northridge. Here's Gallegos. Case, extra pass to Viator. Viator for 3. Back of the rim, and an offensive board by Corinne Case. Case for 3. Another offensive rebound, this time by Criswell. Viator's shot no good, ball batted up. It's Case going blast, can't get it to fall, and eventually Abby Neff coming up with the clearance for Northridge. Boy, 4 or 5 good looks for the Lancers, and Northridge fortunate none of them finding the bottom of the net. Northridge has played a lot of close games this year. They've been perfect closing them out. Mashburn for 3, back of the rim, rebound to Fisher, going up, No good, and the rebound to Criswell and the Lancers as Viator able to pass ahead with Corinne Case. Gallegos. There's Criswell with it. Front of the rim, won't go down. The follow is good. Cameron Black there for the offensive rebound and the putback to give the lead to Layton. And we've got some confusion there. Had an official call a timeout, and Mashburn defended by Case. In the paint, boy, tough shot for Mashburn. Inside and dual possession will be Northridge basketball. Mashburn will inbound. Approaching the midway point in this fourth quarter. Mashburn will try another three. No good, and the rebound is to Black. Gallegos trying to dribble around the defensive net. Gallegos, and she got fouled. She'll head to the line here to shoot a pair. Boy, and we had our score all mixed up. No, we did not. Having some technical issues here. And that's what happens when you add points to the wrong team. 39-36. The Lancers in front, not for long, as Perkins claws back to within one. 39-38, the Layton advantage. Up with Case. Nice backdoor find to Black. 41-38, Layton ahead. Perkins again with the jumper. No good, and the rebound to Criswell for Layton. How about 15 points today for Cameron Black? Been a solid game for her. Gallegos with the jumper, too strong. And the rebound to Northridge and Fisher is Layton putting on some pressure. Now they're hurrying back as Neff trying to get to the rim. And there's a timeout taken by Neff. It's a full. The Knights back to within one. 3:02 remaining here on Deseret News Rewind, presented by Intermountain Tosh. Meanwhile, for the Lancers, unofficially Edwards with three, Criswell with three. Criswell has been fantastic today, as has been Cameron Black. Nearly stolen as they lob that over for Gallegos. Drive closed off by Neff. Worked around, Viator. We get it to Criswell. Wide open, she'll take that shot, misses it. And the rebound is to Kendall Peterson, back on the floor playing with four. Kendall will pull up. Got to be careful. That's the fifth foul called on Kendall Peterson. Left the second one short. 42-40, the Lancer advantage. Boy, nice drive and getting tripped up there. Corinne Case will pick up her fourth foul, as Michaela Harris will go to the line here to shoot 1-1. Front end no good, offensive rebound and a foul here underneath. Either gonna be on, I'm not quite sure who it's on. They may have pointed to Peterson, good on both. 42 apiece. That ball through the wickets of Mashburn. It will stay with Layton. A great early region test for both these two squads. Fremont, another team, it will really be a battle in Region 1. These three, and I would say Weber as well, as strong as a foul underneath will send Criswell to the line. Second free throw for Criswell is good. 9 points for Gracie Criswell today. Mashburn over to Peterson. Fantastic two-man game there between two of the captains, and it's stolen away by Mashburn. Blocked away by Criswell. The follow won't go, and it's Criswell with the board. Layton with numbers if they hurry. Gallegos to the rim. Timeout. Layton as they hold a 45-44 lead here, 1:34 remaining. You're watching Deseret News Rewind presented by Intermountain Tosh. 1:30 remaining in regulation, 45-44, the Lancer advantage. Perkins through the lane and blocked away. Triple teamed and another timeout taken here by Coach Van Price. Inbounded to Viator. Viator looking for the drive, cut off by Harris. Up top now with Gallegos as the clock approaching 1 minute left. 18 fouls each way. Still shooting 1-1 as Viator looking up top for Criswell. Inside of a minute remaining. Over to Barker, defended by the sophomore Perkins. Layton typically pretty good at this. Viator had it knocked away. That's deflected as Perkins tried to save it but wouldn't get there, and it'll be Lancer basketball. Barker, she gets fouled right at half court by Michaela Harris, and Daisy Barker now to the line will shoot 1-1. Second free throw good as well. 47-44. Nice fake drive to the paint and gets the friendly roll. Fantastic take by Jenica Hess. Layton gives it away. Hess with the steal. And a timeout taken by Northridge. 21 seconds to play. Knight basketball when we come back on Deseret News Rewind. Inbounded to Perkins. Handed off, Perkins, 10 seconds remaining. Inside, shot no good. And we've got a foul underneath. Think it's gonna be called on Mashburn. It is. The Lancers will head to the line with 4.9 seconds left to shoot a pair. Rimmed out. Mashburn clocks down to 1 for the win. And the Layton Lancers escape, pulling off a huge victory in their region opener, handing the Northridge Knights their first loss of the season, 47-46. A great ball game here between two teams that factor to be Region 1 contenders and potentially state title contenders. A lot of players stepping up for Layton. Gallegos had a great game, Viator as well. We're going to give our player of the game to Gracie Criswell. Was great offensively and defensively to help lead the Layton Lancers in the victory, 47-46 over the Northridge Knights. For Vince Francis, my name is Dane Stewart. Thank you everyone for joining us. We'll see you next time here on Deseret News Rewind, presented by Intermountain Tosh.